Hi there. I was just about to check out the video of my landing at JFK. Why don't you check it out with me? Hi folks. As some of you know, a couple weeks ago I tried to land at JFK and failed rather miserably. But today I'm going to try it again, and this time I'm prepared. So let's jump in the cockpit and I'll explain what I mean. We're settled in the cockpit, ready to go. Today we are going to land at JFK. I tried this a couple of weeks ago and it didn't really work out. I had requested a touch and go without a flight plan or anything. They told me that touch and goes were not allowed without prior permission, blah, blah, blah. So I ended that flight without landing there. Then I decided I'm going to figure out what it takes to land at JFK. So with a little bit of basic research, I found out that JFK is one of the handful of airports in the country that is a Part 93 high-density airport. And what that means is that there's a bunch of special rules that are in effect there. And the first rule is that they don't like surprises. They like to know when people are coming. So that's the most basic fundamental principle. And so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to file an IFR flight plan, even though it's clear blue sky, because that is kind of the most considerate way that they recommend you do it. And the way I found all this out is that I first called the airport manager, and I got his phone number from the AFD that is in ForeFlight. Then he told me I needed to talk to the control tower. So then I called the control tower. The control tower explained to me that touch and goes are not permitted unless you have authorization from the Port Authority. But a full stop landing is within the controller's purview, and so if I filed a flight plan and then just did a landing, that would be allowed and no special permission. So I decided I'd try to get this authorization for a touch and go, and I contacted the Port Authority, but they weren't very helpful, or, well, I shouldn't say that. They were helpful, but they weren't cooperative. They told me that they no longer allow touch and goes at JFK, period, and that they suggested I do a full stop, and full stops don't require Port Authority permission. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a regular IFR flight plan going to JFK. We'll do a full stop. We won't actually go into the terminal. We'll just taxi back on the taxiway and take off again. So that's the game plan. So let's see how it works. Duchess ground, Cirrus 547 Tango Juliet at the Juliet hangars with Zulu. Request IFR clearance to Juliet Foxtrot Kilo.
Cirrus 547 Tango Juliet ground. Looks like you've filed all the way back to Duchess, is that correct?
Yes, sir. We're going to JFK, full stop, then back to Duchess.
Cirrus 7 Tango Juliet, roger. They're going to make you cancel your IFR on landing at JFK, so you're going to have to refile a second flight plan. Is that all right, or do you just want to do a practice approach touch and go? If you want to do a touch and go, you can keep the flight plan as is, but if you want to do the full stop, they're going to make you cancel and refile a second flight plan back.
I'm happy to do a touch and go if they'll let me.
Cirrus 7 Tango Juliet, roger. And let me coordinate with the New York approach. Stand by, clearance on request.
Wow. This could be cool. The Port Authority told me absolutely not, no way. The tower controller said no way. But the controller today might be more cooperative, so we'll see. See if we get lucky.
Cirrus 7 Tango Juliet, the Newark approach is telling me that we can only clear you as far as Kennedy, and that you'll have to file a second flight plan back to Duchess. So do you want to pick up just the outbound portion going to Kennedy now?
Yeah, I'll take the outbound to Kennedy, and I'll actually just cancel and go VFR from Kennedy if they'll allow that.
Cirrus 7 Tango Juliet, roger. I'll let them know, and clearance on request. Stand by.
Getting closer.
Cirrus 7 Tango Juliet, sorry for the delay. I have your clearance advisor ready to copy.
Ready to copy. Okay, clear to JFK via Duchess 8 departure, Kingston, India Golf November, then 129 radial to Loves, Lima, Oscar, Victor, Echo, Sierra, Victor 44, then Deer Park, Delta, Papa Kilo, then destination. Climb via the SID, expect 5,000 in 10 minutes, 132.75 and 4261 on the squawk.
Cirrus 7 Tango Juliet, read back correct. Advise when you have the ATIS information Zulu, and advise ready for taxi.
We have Zulu ready for taxi.
Cirrus 7 Tango Juliet, runway 6 at Gulf. Taxi via Delta Gulf for intersection departure.
Taxi to runway 6, Delta Gulf intersection departure. 7 Tango Juliet. Almost ready to go. Cameras are all set up. Touches tower, 547 Tango Juliet. Ready for departure, runway 6 at Gulf.
Cirrus 547 Tango Juliet, wind 350 at 7, runway 6 at Gulf, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 6, 7 Tango Juliet. Here we go. We're on center line and off we go. .90 knots. Positive rate of climb, clear of obstacles, flaps up.
Cirrus 7 Tango Juliet, contact B, departure, good day.
Over departure, good day. 7 Tango Juliet. 600 feet, caps available. New York approach, Cirrus 547 Tango Juliet, climbing out of 1,000.
547 Tango Juliet, departure radar contact, maintain 5,000.
Up to 5,000, 7 Tango Juliet. All right, everything looks good so far. So far, haven't made any mistakes yet. Controller should be happy. So they seem to have given me a routing that is slightly out of the way, but I think they were trying to keep me away from Newark and LaGuardia traffic. So they've got me flying out over the Long Island Sound, over Deer Park, Long Island. And today, JFK has some construction going on one of the runways. So runway 31 left, which is what general aviation is, and the smaller airplanes are usually sent to. That runway is closed. So today we're going to go 31 right.
547 Tango Juliet, set to maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000, 7 Tango Juliet. So, with any luck, they may let me really do the touch and go. So we'll see. Here we go, we're reaching 4,000. Now, since Kennedy has a lot of traffic here, we're probably going to hear a lot of other airplanes on the radio. And I'm going to try to make it easy for the controllers. I'm going to try to go a little faster than I normally do on these kind of approaches. So I'm going to increase my speed a little bit so that I can stay at about 160, 165 knots indicated all the way to the final approach fix. And we'll see if that helps them. I think it should. I've got a 38 knot tailwind, so my ground speed's about 200 right now. So that should help the controllers. This is interesting. The runway that they're using is runway 4. 4 right is 8,400 foot runway, and 4 left is a 12,000 foot runway. So I'm assuming they're going to give me 4 right, but we'll see.
547 Tango Juliet, New Approach, good on altitude at 2999er. You landing Kennedy?
2999er, yes sir, Kennedy. If possible, I'd like to request a touch and go, but if not, I'll do a full stop taxi back.
Yeah, they're not allowing the touch and goes right now, so you're gonna have to do a full stop.
No problem, full stop. I don't know why, but they're using a runway that's not really lined up to the wind. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do a crosswind landing here.
Using a high-speed approach, I stayed at about 165 knots until the final approach fix. Then I cut the power and added flaps as the airspeed dropped. You can see I got a landing clearance right in front of an Air China plane that was about to take off. How cool is that? full stop taxi back, it was time to get in line behind JetBlue and then head home.
If you like this video, don't forget to hit subscribe. Or maybe it's over there. Or wherever the button is, just make sure you hit it.